この依頼を頼む。
え、こんなにたくさんですか？
魔物の情報を仕入れるならついでに依頼を受注した方がいいからな。
レッサーファイアドラゴンの討伐ですね。ただちょっと多いかと。
So this episode of my isekai life was not my favorite. This episode was not my favorite. So this episode basically had Yuji go on and take a bunch of dragons out. And the way he took them out, obviously, 100,000,000% was hilarious. The fact that you could just pour some water on some dragons and they just crumble, like legitly, it's like they were made out of clay or something. The fact that they just simply crumble and their little jewels pop out, I think is absolutely hilarious. The way that he took down one of the fearsome blue dragons with just a huge ice spell, basically just immediately taking all warmth out of its body and it just crumbles, I think is hilarious. The way that he was able to capture a piranha was hilarious. He used a slime net. He made a net out of his slimes. And the fact that Yuji this episode basically doubled or tripled his amount of slimes, and he now has a fire slime as part of his party. So now he has his regular blue slimes, and now he has fire slime. So the thing that's cool about that is it means as Yuji begins to explore the world, much like other slime animes that we've had out there, there's going to be different versions of slimes, and the abilities that they have are going to be slightly different. So we could have like that one anime that was all about like the slow life with slimes, where you had cleaner slimes and you had metal slimes. There could be a different variation of slimes in this world, which I think it's pretty cool. But overall, like at the end of the day, that's all that happened. You had Yuji take on like 200 plus requests from the guild to take on all these dragons and to take on the piranha, all for selfish reasons, so that way he could build armor for Proud Wolf, and that way he could build armor for himself and for his slimes. Although we didn't see any actual armor for himself at all, which is kind of weird, because you think that we could have gotten him the hookup as well with some kind of medallion or something, to where his innate abilities could have been kind of like times 10, or something like ability wise for him as well. But we didn't see that, which is okay. And then he came back to the craftsman, or the armorer, or the blacksmith, and he got noticed that, hey, if you want even better material, if you want even better armor, if you want even better items than what you brought me, go take on the fearsome dragon, which is the dragon that nobody dares to take on, that lives in the volcano. And if you do that, which no one's done, I can make you something even better that would withstand more than medium level spells. Because basically the limit of his spells right now are the medium, like the frost. Basically any mid-level spell and below, the stuff that he got created could handle that. Anything above that, they're going to simply break and they're going to crack and they're going to be unuseful to Yuji. Which, like Hellfire Demise, he has a lot of spells that, definitely go well north of the medium kind of stature there. So when we cut to that, we see that, okay, he's going to go take on this dragon. We see that the slimes are reacting to something along the lines, and basically the dragons are going berserk, much like the town that he was in. I think they're in the first couple episodes where you had all those monsters go berserk. He's going to be facing a similar thing in this town now, but instead of monsters like they were before, he's going to have dragons that he has to deal with. Cool. That's all that happened this episode. And I guess we don't really need anything more than what happened, in a sense. But, like, I wasn't really excited. I think my coolest thing that I saw was that the fact that he got the ability to tame another type of slime. And then my excitement level kind of got turned up to 11, thinking about the fact that there are other slimes that do happen to inhabit this world. And I was like, okay, that's really cool that there's other variation of slimes that inhabit this world, because that means that we're going to come across other slimes in the future. But at the end of the day, like, that's all that happened this episode, and overall, I think this was like a 6 out of 10 episode. So if I had to put a score, if I had to put a stamp on it, I'm going to say 6 out of 10 episode, and it's not bad or anything. And like I always say, in the grand scheme of 12, 24 episodes in a season, a couple of duds sprinkled out throughout the season that are used just to set up the next episode are completely okay, and they're completely understandable. But when you're reviewing every single week, and when you're watching, when you're excited to watch, right? Like when 10 o'clock hits or 7 a.m. hits and you're there, you know, right before school, right before work, or, you know, on your day off, whatever it is, if you're waking up early to watch this, you want to be like, yeah, let's go. And not every episode hits that. And this episode, unfortunately, just didn't hit that. The last thing that I did take a little note here, I took it on my phone. Last note that I did take that I thought was really interesting about the episode is I literally wrote down, if you guys can see that there, I wrote down, slimes have moms? I was like, yo, slimes have moms? Even Yuji was like, yo, what the fuck? Slimes have moms? So that was the one note. Like literally, sometimes I'll take, you know, more notes if there's anything specific. But that's the one thing I know is like, oh, slimes got moms? And then obviously I wrote down 202 dragons that he took down, you know. But other than that, that's all I'm going to leave you guys on. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below. Let me know if you agree this was kind of like a down episode. But next episode with him taking on the horde of lesser dragons and the big dragon in the volcano, it should be more of an exciting episode next week. So I'm going to see you guys next week for more My Isekai Life. All right, my friends, from me to you, peace out.